Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Maryna Lvovska with co-host Dr. Victor Fett, Dr. Katerina Shrey, and our program producer, Professor Larry Ray. We host a weekly discussion panel on Russia's war on Ukraine with guests from Ukraine, military experts, medical personnel, academics, artists, literary figures, and relief workers. Our panel is recorded and circulated nationally and internationally. We appreciate your comments and feedback. Special thanks to Marshall University Libraries and MUIT for making this weekly event possible. If you are joining us live on Teams, please feel free to use the chat to post any questions or comments. A quick greetings to our viewers in Ukraine from Professor Katerina Shrey.
Вітаємо наших слухачів в Україні з Новим роком і також з глибоким поклоном. Дякуємо вам за вашу участь в нашій тижневій програмі.
Thank you. And today's guest will be introduced by Professor Victor Fett. The rest of us, please turn off your cameras and thank you.
Thank you, Nara. I'm glad to introduce today again the former visitor to our program, Maryna Lvovska from Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. Maryna will introduce herself in more detail, but I need to add on personal note that D.C. is not very far from West Virginia, and I am glad to have met Maryna right here at Marshall University, from where we broadcast, where she was a graduate student many years ago. And now for many years, she works in D.C., where she became extremely active in the Ukrainian community, especially during this war. Let me remind my American viewers that the war lasts already for more than 10 months, and we see definite dynamics in a military situation. We know that the victory in this year will be possible with the support of the Western military supplies and ammunition and weapons. We all hope and pray that year 2023 will become the year of the victory. I give microphone to Maryna Lvovska for her presentation now. Please, Maryna.
Hello, hi everybody. I am Maryna Lvovska. I will start my presentation with PowerPoint, and I will continue going through the slides and telling you the story of my life before war and during this war, during this 11 months of war. So I'll start sharing my screen. So I was born in Kharkiv. It's eastern part of Ukraine. It's right on the border with Russia. It's about 50 miles to Russian border. The close neighboring city is Belgorod. So I spent my life, 2/3 of my life in Ukraine. First portion of my life, 1/3 of my life, I spent in the Soviet Union, in the Soviet Ukraine. Then in 1991, when Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine became independent. I spent exact third portion of my life in independent Ukraine. And in the year of 2007, after I graduated Kharkiv University, chemistry department, and finished my PhD, I got selected for the program in Marshall University, and I arrived in the year of 2007 to United States, to West Virginia, Huntington, West Virginia, Marshall University. I was a part of Dr. Norton's group, and spent 2 years at Marshall University. It's my second alma mater. The years when I lived in Ukraine were different than how do I feel now, because I lived in a absolutely 100% Russian-speaking city, and my education was a combination of post-Soviet disciplines and a lot of Russian influence. I right now I already experience that. I realized a lot of things, what was right and what was wrong in our education in independent Ukraine. Unfortunately, the education was still not as an independent country, was still a lot of influence of Russian influence. But speaking about this question, we'll come back to this topic a little bit later. So I wanted to continue going through my slides, and I added a couple of bullet points here to tell our family story a little bit. So I arrived in 2007 in United States, spent 2 years in Marshall University. Then I lived in Charlottesville, Virginia, working for University of Virginia, and in the year of 2011, I moved to Washington, D.C., married, had a child. And after that, my family, my parents arrived to United States in the year 2017. And 3 years ago, my sister also arrived to United States. So we all reunited and live in Washington, D.C. area in Maryland. The war have changed our life dramatically, of course, because we started to realize how connected we are to Ukraine. Even though we are not live there physically, we are very, very connected because I spent 2/3 of my life over there. My parents spent the whole life over there. Only 6 years ago, they arrived to United States. So we are very, very much connected. And in the beginning of the war, we started to be, very active in, volunteering and helping our Kharkiv roots, our Kharkiv friends, our Kharkiv ties. Also, a lot of things have changed during this 11 months of war. I realized that my son doesn't need to continue studying Russian as much as he did, and we switched the school from Russian school into Ukrainian school for him. We are very lucky to have this Ukrainian school in Washington D.C. and also singing in a Ukrainian choir. But I'll talk about those topic bullet points one by one during my slides. So this is how I remember the city of Kharkiv in years of 2000. I remember celebrating the 200 years of university foundation of the university, Karazin University, where at that moment I was uh, PhD student studying physical chemistry. That was my homeland. That was my alma mater. That was the city where I was comfortably growing up, feeling free, feeling free speaking, free expressing my feelings, expressing my emotions, and also feeling free speaking Russian, not realizing that actually it's a language of the as another country which is enemy to the country where we grew up. Because as I said, Kharkiv was almost 100% Russified. But that realization came to me only after the war started. So this is a couple of slides from my life in Ukraine during the years where I was a PhD student in 2004. We celebrated 200 years of Karazin University. After the war started, I had not only big psychological trauma that the war can actually start in the 3rd century, in the 21st century, and I had a lot of emotions, negative emotions about this, but also it was my self-identity crisis. I realized that whatever I did and whatever with whom I was a good friend with was actually the not the people I should be friend with. Like I should not be too close to the people who are actually from different culture, because this culture, this nation became a um, enemy to the nation where I am from. So that was my moment of self-identity realization, that I do not want to continue supporting Russian culture and Russian language. And this happened during the a moment in April 2022, where me, as a part of the folklore group, I was asked to join this celebration of a Kalinka dance studio, which is a Russian cultural studio. And I was kindly asked to join. I came to join and support them. And during that celebration and performance, I felt physically very, very bad, understanding that I am supporting the culture which is enemy to the culture where I am from. I should not do that. After we finished the celebration and performance, I came home and I wrote very lengthy Facebook post, and I expressed myself that I will no longer sing Russian songs. I will only support Ukrainian songs. So this was in April. After that, there were a lot of things. Ukrainian movement started. Well, a lot of volunteering started in Washington D.C. area in diaspora. We had a Washington festival in September, which has a huge success. A lot of people were involved in volunteering. We did vareniki, we did golubtsi, we did shashlik. We did a lot of things before the actual festival to help community, to help Ukrainian church to do that, to do the festival. So I was involved in that. My parents also were involved. My sister, we are connecting, we are meeting new people, talking, and that helped us a lot, because we all went through a lot of negative, traumatic experiences and things. So this was a celebration of Ukraine independence in uh, in August 2022, right in front of White House. The whole family. This is my parents, Igor, my father Igor, my mother Tatiana, my sister Ina, and me. And this is a big community together under the Taras Shevchenko monument. So next slide, I would like to talk about how people are connecting in our community, in our diaspora. Since we live in United States, the communication and the relationship between people are built in a different way. People don't. People often don't see too many people physically, but we all connected because thank you to to social media, we are all connected in by the means of networking, social media networking. So before this big war started, we had a big Facebook group which was called Russian Moms DCVA and MD. And me, as a person who was Russian speaking, I didn't feel nothing wrong with this group. I felt fine in this group. I joined the group about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and I found it very useful. I connected to so many people. I found so much of useful information. However, when the war started, me and other people started feeling not right in a group, because it literally it combined people from two sides of the war. It was there were people from Moscow, there were people from other Russian cities. I could not say that they were pro-war or pro-Putin, but there were a lot of activity, sending money to Russia, asking how to fly to Russia, how to help their Russian parents, and so on. And a lot of Ukrainian people, ladies, started feeling not right in the group, started feeling toxic. Some people have left the group, some people stay like me. I stayed in the Russian moms group. I found it useful as a source of information, but personally, I made a choice to stay. However, I do not write anything in it. Since the war started, one active leader in Ukrainian community established a group called Ukrainian Moms to separate Ukrainian ladies from Russian ladies, and to say that we are different. We can also combine ourselves by different, not only just because we have kids, but also because we are the same, one nation, Ukrainian nation. We want to be united by another principle. So she combined it. She started that group, and it started growing very, very fast. However, that group, Ukrainian moms, had rules which allows to use English, Ukrainian, and Russian language. The presence of Russian language in a group of Ukrainian moms actually caused a lot of problems, caused a lot of negative comments and negative posts, because two languages cancel each other. If people who just came from Ukraine because of the war see Russian language in Ukrainian group, it means that it's a red flag for them. It brings negative emotions. It causes some discomfort. So this group, which has very good intention, actually became a group of friendship of nations. And not everybody found it comfortable to as a communication tool, because it has a lot of negativity. However, everything is in history, everything goes step by step. Nothing immediately changes, right? In people's self-identity and in the way people communicate. So that group has its right to exist, and it was very good that it is started, and we are very happy to have it. However, after a certain point of helping newcomers and helping people in Ukrainian people in diaspora found each other, found some relationship, business relationship, friendships. I spend a lot of time helping this group Ukrainian moms. I realized that this group is good, but it's not enough. So me, together with other couple of from my friends, we think alike. We realize that we need to create another group which would only allow Ukrainian and English languages, and it will not allow Russian language, because language matters for us. So together with my supportive group, I established another group called Ukrainian Ladies. It was found 3 months ago, and at the moment it has 1.3 thousand members, 1,300 members, and we only allow Ukrainian and English languages, as I said. The group is successfully growing. I hear a lot of positive feedbacks, and it gives me pleasure. It gives me, as a volunteer, as an admin, a lot of pleasure to see that it does the work. It does the trick. It connects people, and people found each other and make connections between each other on a different levels. So this is the examples what topics we discuss in a group. We discuss everything, anything and everything, um, in a good respective manner. We discuss any aspect of life in diaspora. One of the topics we have just skaržatися. It's time to complain. So on Thursdays we have this topic when I post this post, ladies can come and comment about, I don't know, pain in the ear, or a child is sick is too often, or they cannot find insurance, or they do not know how to look for job, or look for car, or anything they want to complain, because everybody have the right for the negative emotions, and sometimes we just need um, to vent and to bring it somewhere in a trustful environment, so people will not laugh at you and give you a good respectful, good advice in a respectful way. So this topic, just скаржитися, is actually my favorite one, because uh, ladies who join the group often are from Ukraine, recently, fresh, brand new from Ukraine. They came from war, and it is not their country, right? USA, thank you very much for letting them in, but it's not their country. They feel sometimes abandoned. They feel sometimes like little babies. They need help. They need helpful hands, someone who can give them advice. So another topic we had, понеділок, День краси. This is when on Mondays, um, all ladies who does the beauty services, for example, hair masters, nails, photography, anything about body, they can make the advertisement. They can add the business advertisement, and this way other people can see this advertisement in the comments and connect and combine and make connections. Also, very important topic we had about 2 months ago, your first job in USA. So this topic was very successful. We had about 100 comments, and 1,000 people reach for this post to see it, to read it. So not everybody is an active member of our group. Of course, we understand that the trust builds during time. um, However, at least people read it and find something useful for them. So in this topic where we discuss your first job in USA, all our members who wanted to share, they shared their experiences. For example, they started as a nanny, as a babysitter, or as Dunkin' Donut worker, or Walmart worker. Anything, any job, any first job they found, they share, and then how they step by step grew in their career, went for some classes, took some courses, and grew their American career into something bigger, better, and feel much more comfortable after spending years in United States. We also, I didn't share it here. We also had a poll about a month ago where I asked all the members to mark how many years they lived in United States. So we had approximately 1/3 of members just arrived from Ukraine, and we have about 1/3 members who live 5 to 10 years, 10 years, and about 1/3 10 to 30 years. So we have a lot of members who can share their experiences of life in United States, and it's very useful. It acclimatization, adaptation doesn't come in one day. We understand that. So it's very hard to live in United States without support. So we try. I'm me as a volunteer, and with my friends' help, with another two admins, we trying to build this feel of community by this Facebook group. So ladies can come, ask their question, and get answer immediately during that day. So even today we had a lot of questions about important topics. So another few posts I wanted to share. One was about how to go back to school, how to find good English classes in the area. We made a lot of we made a big list of English classes, free English classes where ladies can join on their when they found opportunity, when they found time for them, whatever is convenient location for them. We had the English classes post. We also had the post about Ukrainian language. We named it Mova Ob'єднує, where a lot of ladies expressed their interest in learning Ukrainian language. And a lot of ladies who came from Ukraine actually expressed their interest to give this knowledge of Ukrainian language. We are trying to build this community interchangeable, so people who lived in United States for a long time and they were Russian speaking, they can actually recall their improve their Ukrainian language, and by help of Ukrainian ladies who just recently came from. So it's a long process, it's a lot of work, but I see it's slowly but surely working, and it gives me a lot of pleasure. Another topic I wanted to show is another post is this particular post was when I wrote it a couple months ago. I wrote it when I realized that people who come from Ukraine or from other ex-republics, Soviet republics, they have slightly different mentalities than American people. And one of the differences which differ Ukrainian people from Ukraine from American people that they do not know how to search for information. They always trust or rely on their neighbors or friends or people on the street. Oh, hi, how are you? How can I get to this apteka or some CVS? So you can come to the street, come to the street and ask a person how to get from point A to point B and get a reply. In United States, it doesn't work this way. You come outside, you do not really see people much. So you need to rely on your own experiences, on your own searching abilities, on your own homework. So you need to know how to Google at least. So we wrote this funny, it sounds funny, but we wrote this post where we explain our members the algorithm in an algorithmic way how to search for information. First, you can come to the group and search using our hashtags. We created hashtags which are unique for the group. If you type in, for example, in Ukrainian job, which we will call работа. If you type работа underscore DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, you will find a lot of posts that we wrote about jobs, and you can actually find what you're looking for. This is the first step you do. Second step, if you didn't see it, if you didn't find it, you can Google information in just in the Google, right? In a search browser, in a search engine, using search engine. And the third step that you can take is to come to the group and actually ask question. Hi, my name is Maryna. I'm looking for the doctor which can help me with my son's ear infection. And people asking that question see that you need immediate help you at least navigate through this information, or say, oh, you'd rather go to see a doctor. Here is a doctor I like, and they give the good advice. So this is how our community started to connect and work together as a group. So this is what I wanted to say about Facebook groups. Also, I wanted to mention a couple of words about another project that was recently started in our community. That was kids theater. One of the activists from Maryland, her name is Alla Foxman. She is well-known director of Amazing Folks Entertainment. It's kids performances for the New Year and for the spring celebration. She established this theater as a Russian-speaking theater. However, she is herself from Ukraine, and she had this dream for a long time to start doing something in Ukrainian. And because of the war, a lot of people started being interested in Ukrainian language. Unfortunately, for this reason, however, um, she actually made it happen. So with the help of volunteers and um, myself too, my son too participated in the performance. With the big help of community and volunteers, this performance was actually for the first time performed in Maryland. We had 3 big performances and 2 small performances in Ukraine House. Actually, from 3 performances, 1 performance was free for the newcomers from Ukraine, and it was successful. Um, it it had a lot of challenges. This movement had a lot of challenges, but because we were all combined with this idea of we want this to be happening, we actually made it happen. So this was called "Казковий бал до Дня Святого Миколая," or fairy tale performance for the Saint Nicholas Day. This is what I would like to show you about the theater. And also, I wanted to show a little bit of life in diaspora in Ukrainian community. This year, we're going to be celebrating 60 years of Ukrainian school in Washington, D.C., which my family is a member of. Started this year. We joined it in September 2022. And I just wanted to show a couple of pictures from their TEP celebration, from a Christmas celebration. And in Ukrainian tradition, it's actually an old tradition to celebrate Christmas by performing Bible stories of how Jesus Christ was born. And it's called Vertep. And so some active volunteers from Ukrainian school helped to put this together, Sofia Kacher and kids from school. And then the last stop of my performance today, of my discussion today, would be I wanted to also mention that Ukrainian culture is a very rich culture in very rich culture in many ways. And one of the way which is representing Ukrainian culture in a unique way is that in Ukrainian culture there are a lot of songs, and Christmas is the best time to exchange this culture to other cultures. So there was a I wouldn't be talking much a lot of this project. This project will be discussed by Alina Stovbun, which is the next presenter. But I just want to mention that based on the Ukrainian school, with the big great help of Alina Stovbun, our director, several ladies combined into the a cappella group, which is called U Generation, and we started to grow as a group, singing Ukrainian songs, presenting them in Washington D.C. area. Start beginning in November, and this was a very great moment to show our culture to American people. So I think this is all from me. I have a song that I can demonstrate, but I probably will leave it up to Alina because she is the director of our a cappella group, New Generation.
Thank you, Maryna. Thank you. Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. Can you
Yes,
hear
I
me?
do. I
Yes?
do hear you. I do hear
What's
you.
going on? Just 1 second. Sorry.
while you're transferring the presentation, may I make a couple comments because your
Yeah, sure.
presentation, oh my goodness. So much of what you talk about is so familiar to me. The last picture you showed of the children celebrating the vertep with the zvizda, one person was wearing a kiptar, singing Kolyady. This was, that is the picture we're looking at. I have pictures of me in that situation. My parents, exactly what you're doing. When the previous generation emigrated, I'm 57 years old. When the previous generation emigrated, they began to do exactly what you're doing. It's amazing to me how these similarities are repeating themselves and how every generation strives so hard to address the needs of their culture when they are transplanted, whether willingly or unwillingly, to another place. I'm getting emotional because my entire childhood, my parents, and I think my father is on this call, my parents insisted in the house, "Tiko po-ukrainski, only speak Ukrainian." And, we thought, well, like, didn't quite understand the importance of it. But when I hear you speak of your experience and how that language is connected with your identity, I understand better why it was so important to my parents to preserve that language. It's exactly what you're dealing with right now. And it really kind of, it's funny, 57 years later, I understand my parents' experience because of what you are going through. So I really thank you very much for your amazing presentation. And I'm also very grateful to the previous generation for making it possible for me to grow up speaking Ukrainian. We talk about identity on this show quite often. Victor talks about his identity, which is very complex. And then for me, it's all I know is being Ukrainian without any of the complexities that you all are talking about. And so I'm very, very grateful when you say language matters. Finally, I understand that. Finally, I understand that. And I'm very, very, very grateful to you. Thank you very much for everything you're doing.
Thank you. And one last note from me. I had a lot of misconception when I speak to people who know me as a Russian speaking. I have a lot of looks and strange moments because I am actually Jewish. I am Jewish from Ukraine, Russian speaking. However, I stand with Ukraine and I stand for my Ukrainian friends who had to leave Ukraine from war. And even though I'm Jewish, I select Ukrainian language as my main language of communication on public, on Facebook group, at home sometimes with my friends also. And I have a lot of strange looks. Maryna, you are Jewish. Why you speaking Ukrainian? I say, I am Jewish from Ukraine. I stand with Ukraine. And as many languages as you speak, as many times you are a person. I will be learning Hebrew as well in future. This is my wish and the resolution for the next year, I believe. When the war ending, when we have a victory, I'll start learning Hebrew.
Thank you, Maryna. This was
Thank
a
you.
wonderful presentation, and we are very glad to have you both here. Please introduce Alina to us, and
Okay.
we give her a microphone.
I'll stop sharing the screen. I see Alina at the screen already. Alina Stovbun is I would say she is a musical prodigy, and she reminds myself a lot of myself, how I came to United States at my 28 years old. Alina is exact that age. She's a very brave woman. She is wonderful musician. She has so many talents that I cannot describe. I just wish for one thing, for Alina to find her dream job in United States and and help our Ukrainian community to grow and stand for ourselves and represent our Ukrainian culture in community. But this will be up to Alina, of course, if she likes to stay in the United States. We'll do the best to keep her here. She is a director of our recently made a cappella group, U Generation. Go ahead, Alina, it's your turn.
Thank you, Maryna, for such words, for such opportunity. And first of all, I'm so sorry for such a noise around because, unfortunately, I have not opportunity to stay in quiet place. I just right now in the middle of my works. And I really great for such opportunity to tell about my story. And if I have chance to share the screen, I would like to do it. But I think so that I need to be a host, yeah, or like, can you help me with this? Like,
Yes, one moment. I will make you the presenter. Uh, please. Here. Try now.
just 1 second. Так. Notice. Just 1 second. I hope it will be.
We see it now.
Can you,
Thank you.
can you
Yes,
see the presentation right
we
now or
do.
no?
We do. Yes, yes,
I don't see you, but I saw my presentation. Can you see
yes.
my
Yes.
presentation too? Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yes, everything is fine.
Thank you so much. It's Kyiv in the middle of summer when I moved to US. It's already like you can notice some equipment that it was helped to survive this state of independence. And a little bit about myself. My name is Alina and I'm from Ukraine. Everyone in the world know about my country because of war. But I know a little bit more and it's about happy life that was destroyed by Russia. Um, I First of all, I want to tell that I'm so grateful Maryna. She was initiative for create a new generation, and but I will tell you about this a little bit later. Before the war, it was really happy life. I built my life by myself. I do a lot for this. I work a lot. I study a lot, and like by myself with no help from parents. I was live separated from my parents from 10 years old, but I did it, and I was happy that I could could do it. And but before the war, everything was very good in Ukraine. We have happy life, and after, look how it's look like right now. 5 hours before Russia attacked Ukraine, I was in the meeting with our Ukrainian ministry and community of government public managers, that we have community who talk and think about development of Ukraine. It was not so easy to get such opportunity to unite, to join for such a group, but I spent my year's salary saving, and I try to join to every meeting that they would organize. Why I joined for them? It's because of question. Because I always try to think about why rich country so rich and why poor country is so poor. And Ukraine have a lot of resources, a lot of like potential, but we are so poor if we compare with Europe countries like America and other countries. Like it was like why, what's going wrong? And I always have some question in my mind, and that's why I decided that I need to take responsibility, even like for my just I need to realize what's going on, and I need to learn more about it. And I as a person of need to do like everything that I can do for change it for my country. And it was a lot of meetings, it was a lot of studying, and eventually I have opportunity to study in Singapore University. It was like short program that about public management and leadership in the age of disruption. Um, and before and during the war in Ukraine, I was working as deputy director at Radowell Lyceum and was responsible for primary and elementary education. I also coordinated the project with Estonia about learning system of English as a second language. In addition, our team worked with Ministry of Education content about child growing and development system in our lyceum. And in the 2020, I organized a children's choir, Radowell, and it was our first performance in the stage before Christmas. It's like something about of my previous work experience. We took part in different music competitions, and we have some awards. We do a great job, and the main idea is I help these little kids to grow up and see the little bit difference of life. This project where I worked before, it was in small village on Ukraine, but these kids were so lucky because there are a lot of great things were in such project. And of course, I can tell a little bit about this project, but we have a lot of great things that we do. We learn. I like personally. I teach them English. I teach them singing art. We organize some user organization, it name Ruch, and we try to we try to gather together such little kids in one team, and they see other way of life, not like just drinking, and we just want that shows them that they need to be health, they need to do some sport, and do some kinds of things, and for their country first of all, and for their lives. It was our team. um, it's we work together, we grew some trees together, we performed together. It was really great life there. About my education, I got two master's degree. First of all, it was in music, and second one, it was primary education, and English as a second language. Of course, I took part a lot of different some trainings, and try to learn a lot and study a lot as I can. About music, music was always in my life. It was from my childhood, and I was a member of different groups, choirs, and I like to sing, and I think that Ukrainians is a singing nation, and we should continue our talent, and from God, I think so, because Ukrainian language is one of the most um, uh, melody language, and Ukrainians have some natural ability for singing. And like, of course, it was studying from when I was studying in school. After this, I take part in some competition, and it was other performances. But like in general, I want to tell you that life in Ukraine, it was awesome. It's personally about me. It was like this. We have really, it was really great life. 30 years without Russia, without Soviet Union. I know that its beginning was very, very hard. Uh, but in general, we have a lot of, right now we realize how we are lucky we are, and how it's important to have freedom, and how it's important to have normal life. And because of Russia, they decided to make Ukrainian like slaves. We have a lot of troubles. They destroy not only like Ukrainian houses and buildings. They destroyed happy lives of Ukrainian. Like they destroyed children's life. Who cares that children will grow without parents? Who will care that like it will be a lot of trouble in their life because of stupid Russia? Sorry. And right now, life in Ukraine looks like this, unfortunately. But it's in such way. I think so that I will stay in Ukraine. And 6 months I was in Ukraine. And after that, I realized that I can do more if I try to find out opportunities to help my country, to um, first of all help myself, and after that I can help others. And that's why I, with big ambitions, with big desire, and come to US. But reality of US, it's not so funny and not so um, so happy as everybody knows. America, it's not so to live in America. It's life in America. It's not so easy, and you know it about this. Before the war, I bought a car by myself. I saved for 10 years just for buying my apartment. And before the war, I decided, okay, the prices of apartment, it's really high. I can't afford it, but like I have some desire from my childhood that I will do it. I will build my life by myself without any help, but I will do. And in America, you just uh, use a metro and work hard from morning from 5 6 a.m till 10 p.m every day, and of course it's hard. Before the war, I worked as deputy director, and in America I start from cleaning, and you see the reality. But never give up. I tell myself, okay, it's like start, you need to do something. And I was knocking for every door. I try to be active. I try to find a job. Like I tried to find a job in the first days of my arriving like to US, because I realized that I need to do something. And it was very disappointment when I can't find such opportunities. It was feeling that you are alone. It was feeling that you are like in the big oceans without any help. Like it really, it was difficult times when just you like it's difficult when you have good happy life, and like in 1 second you just lose everything, and you have feelings that you're nothing, like, and it's very difficult. But never give up. I try to do some step by step. I found a lot of jobs. First of all, I have 7 jobs. After this, I like choose only 5. I work in merit school. I teach children, little one kids, in the care. I teach piano and vocal at International School of Music. I also worked in McLean Music Studio and school. And I work right now in the music and art shop. And also I organize my own courses. And I have some for 6 like in such short period of time, I think so that I get some result. And I was as a participant in different conference, like some meetings. I try to perform. I try to work. It was a Thanksgiving in Virginia, and it's my kids. And I try to tell everybody and to like everywhere where I am, I try to tell that and to ask, tell about Ukraine, tell about this stories that we have, and try to find such opportunities for helping my country. And about your generation, it's something that inspired me to continue do what I did before. And I so grateful Maryna, because frankly speaking, she didn't mention that it was her initiative to create something Ukrainian. We met once in Ukrainian school, and she told about her story and that she don't want to sing Russian song. She wants like Ukrainian, but we have not such a group. We need to organize something. And she says, Alina, let's go, let's organize. And I say, okay, let's organize. Um, it was like first repetition we had just only 3 people in our team, and after that next time it's because of Maryna. She always tried to like invite people for our group, and I'm so grateful for her work because it's really important. And we organize such group, singing group, and we name New Generation. Um, I'm so proud of them because such women, they are so cute and so kind. We are like one team, and it's like my family there here. We perform in a lot of, we take part in a lot of uh, events, and one of them it was event for Ukrainian Army Day. It was with Embassy of Ukraine, and we performed Shedrik. And you know what is the main things about this? I'm so proud about the fact that 100 years ago, choir from Ukraine came to America and they sing song Shedrik. And after this, such song became famous all over the world as Carol of the Bells. And exactly in 100 years, we organize a team and we do the same. We tell about Ukraine, we sing Ukrainian songs, and we tell America that Carol of the Bells it's Ukrainian song, and it was start from this song. Right now we have a lot of songs that we learn and we are working about. And thank you for attention, and thank you for such opportunity.
Could we do we have a couple of minutes to actually
We do have as much as you can.
I
Please.
would like to pull the song if everybody is okay with this. Let
Yes,
me
please.
um
And I'm
it,
sure our panel and viewers have questions. And from myself, I just cannot say how moved we are hearing both stories of Maryna and Alina. That's why we're here for. We want to continue giving our viewers in English the little pieces of what is going on and why Ukraine matters, why it matters so much right now for United States. This is the interface, the edge of the battle between good and evil, which is not going away. It will continue for our generations, a generation and generations after us. This is a new world in which our children will continue living and struggling. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
thank you for opportunity. If I will start the music, will it be let me try. Did- Do we have music? Is it
You
going?
need to share, Teams wants you
Stop.
to share the video. It's a separate button from sharing
Yes.
screen.
Let me try to do so then.
Mhm.
If okay, this is does do we have sound?
Yep. You need special button to share sound. Right now we only see, but we don't hear.
Okay.
There is additional tab, additional button for allowing sound to your
I
microphone.
know if I'm not sure if I know that turn off
Go to share,
I am
and
on
under share you have
this.
you should have additional include computer sound. There is a button which you need to move under share content.
I'm
Share
looking at
content. Yeah.
stop. I'll stop sharing. Under share, open share tray. I
Share.
don't think I can.
Share content should include computer sound. If you send me the link, I will do it.
I'll just send you
Just
the link from.
Put link in this chat right here.
That's what I will try to do.
Thank you. But we welcome questions, please, as we are doing this. Katerina, Nara, Larry, anyone, please ask your questions.
I have a question for Alina. Alina, it's heartbreaking, your story. Do you see yourself going back to Ukraine once the war is over? It sounds to me like you will, but do you think, what do you think?
I hope that I will come this great experience, and I think so that I will be moving through one country to another one. I think so that a person as I am, a lot of like in America, yes, like that, just who arrived, like, but with such experience as I am, I think so that I will be very useful for my country for creation, like very great things, and I think so. I need to do what I can do here, and to bring Ukraine where I am, and create a Ukraine where I am, and to help people to grow. It's like my goal to grow by my, like to grow myself and to help others to grow. I think so, and I want, of course, rebuild Ukraine because it's a great country, really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alina. And I got the link to the song which Maryna wants us to hear. I can play it right now, or at least I can try. One moment. Share screen.
We're not hearing anything.
I stopped sharing now. I stopped sharing.
Unfortunately, there is no sound.
There was no sound?
No, there is no sound. Unfortunately, there is no sound.
Okay, let me try again. I heard sound. I'm sorry.
No sound.
Yes. Okay, let me try again. I heard sound. I'm sorry.
Victor, I got it. Victor, I got it.
Okay, there is some.
Let me try again.
Okay.
I heard sound. I'm sorry.
Victor, I got it. Victor, I got it.
Okay, there is some.
It's like short, repeated.
It is looping.
Yeah, it's like small pieces of like big.
It is looping.
Yeah, it's like small pieces of like.
It is
So it's a great opportunity to tell that invite you for our performances to hear whole version, not only this.
I also would like to add a couple of words. First of all, I want to thank everybody and Victor. And first, I want to thank you, Victor, for such opportunity, and all the committee for what you do. Is a great thing to show the world everybody's story, Ukrainian people's story, and it's very, very important to continue to do so. It's very hard to volunteer and continue to volunteer. It's a marathon, we all know. So thank you very, very much for continuing to do so, because in the beginning it was everybody's movement, but to keep the marathon running takes a lot of strength. Thank you. And also I would like to say big thanks to Alina for being such a great Ukrainian. No matter where you will go, you will take Ukraine with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for such opportunity. Thank you for understanding, for your attention, and that you are open. You have open heart for all of us, and it's really, really important. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We hope to have you back again in some time. And please continue what you are doing. God bless you. And we want Dr. Katerina Shrey to say a few final words to our Ukrainian viewers, please.
Дорогі браття і сестри в Україні, ми зберігаємо вас в наших щоденних думках і молимось, щоб цей новий рік приніс перемогу, зцілення та мир. Нехай милосердний Бог тримає вас у своїй опіці і до наступного тижня. Прощаємося.
Слава Україні!
Слава Україні! Героям слава!
Дякуємо вам. Героям слава. Тримаємось.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.